WWE was putting two guys together to try to make a million, and they ended up putting two guys that became brothers. My kids, called him Uncle. His kids call me Uncle. He would come down to Christmas parties with me and Harley's Christmas parties. WWE even let him come down while we were tag champs and did a show as the WWE tag champs for Harley. He was my best friend. He was my bro. I miss that guy every day.
Yeah, it's definitely such a loss, especially for somebody like yourself who had such a close bond with him. And we definitely are going to get into to Lance Cade in just a minute. But the thing with those vignettes that you guys had was that it was almost like they were trying to rebuild that tag division that I think the fans were clamoring for, some kind of just reorganization of tag team wrestling in the WWE. When you think about their history and you think about the different eras that had this just wealth of tag teams, and here come Cade and Murdoch and the vignettes in the bars and the beating up the guys in the bars. Such a cool, such a different thing, kind of a throwback, but for that era was definitely something that stood out. But how were putting those vignettes together? Did you guys film them all in one shot, or was this something that was kind of like a process?
We actually, the first 3 vignettes we filmed in Texas at a bar that Lance knew that let us kind of have free run for the day. We did the vignettes where, I'm beating up a guy playing, after we were playing pool, and I headbutted a guy. And all those guys we beat up on those vignettes, and poor bastards, we had to legitimately lay that stuff in because we had Bruce Pritchard there, and he's like, listen, guys, there's nothing to cover up any of this. There's no ropes. There's no nothing. So you're going to have to just apologize to them now. And those guys weren't even getting paid. They were just happy to be there and excited to just be a part of it. And Lance and I kicked the crap out of like 6 guys that whole day. And Lance and I ended up going to the bank and pulling out $100 for each guy and gave it to them. And they were just thankful just to get their butts whooped and be a part of a vignette. We do the vignettes. We think they're great. We think that they're awesome. We do one in Tootsie's, a Nashville bar. Went really well. We get back, and Vince hates all 3 of them. They aired them, but Vince hates them. He won't put us on TV until we get new vignettes. Well, we get lucky enough where Hunter steps in and says, I'll be the producer for the vignettes. So those last vignettes of us actually standing at the bar and us talking to the camera is actually in Canada. And behind the camera is Triple H, producing us. So that was really cool for us, for him to step in and say, I'll work with these guys and try to make it better. And sure enough, the vignettes went spectacular, and that's what they aired, and we came out like a house of fire.